How's that? Thank you, Robert, and everybody else on here that said you're muted. That was a waste of what? Hang on. That was a waste of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. What I was talking about was, if you guys see me, what I have right here is creatine. Danny, check it now. Thank you, Pete. Are we good on sound? Yes, I'm thinking. So I'm going to run it so I don't repeat myself. Thanks, guys, for actually chiming in and telling me about it. There are some things we're going to talk about tonight, and I'm going to try to not get too deep in it. Um, there you go. I'm going to try to not get too deep in it. I'm going to close this for a minute, guys. That's where I can talk to y'all, and I'm not looking over there. I want to go through some things. Every senior, this is creatine. I've been taking it since I was 29 years old. I'm 64. Creatine is very good for older women and older men. I think women should get on it too because of bone density. As you get older, you tend to lose, bone density, especially if you're premenopausal or menopausal. Definitely, you guys out there with low hormone, testosterone, definitely need to take creatine. You'll get a little bit more strength with creatine. Your APTs are better. APTs is energy in the muscle. You'll gain about 10 pounds of water weight, but that's mainly toward your muscle. It doesn't, a lot of guys are saying it bloats their face. I haven't seen that in the creatine that I take. But here's the deal: the good outweighs the little bit of bloating you might get from it. Uh, I talked about megadosing. This is 15 grams of creatine. They recommend that you take 5, but those are for the kids that are. I've taken 5 since I was 29, so that's for the kids. What I do recommend for us seniors is 10 to 15, especially when you want, for that mental health part of it, because creatine does help the brain. Do some research, guys. I'm not telling you guys take this shit. I'm just telling you, look at the research when it comes to seniors, and that's what this channel is about. A lot of seniors out there. Look at the research when it comes to seniors. Okay, we're good. Look at the research when it comes to seniors. I take it this every 2 hours before I start a podcast. It actually helps me in sticking points and squirrel moments when I look away. It helps me to focus to get back in. Helps with my memory a little bit because as you get older, short-term memory loss kind of sucks a little bit for me. Just forgetting little things, but I still have my long-term memory. I can remember things actually a lot better when I'm on creatine. And I've always had that memory. I can remember a lot of things all the time. We're going to get into some things tonight, and I'm going to try not to get too deep in it too. Talking about this DDT line that we have with a lot of the DDT bats that are going to be made, guys. This DDT run, these DDT runs, is a different monster. A lot of you guys are asking me about weight distribution numbers. Okay, when it comes, and we didn't know this getting into it when we came up with this idea to start on that DDT last year during Vegas. To do the DDT, we didn't know because nobody's ever done it like that. Nobody ever. I can show this bat right here. This is the. We're going to talk about this later on, but what it is the DDT actually has weight in this area right here and in right here. A little small, dense mass in the end. So our mass is not inside this barrel like this. It's actually dense mass at the end. It should have. This is the 25, so it should have like 7-8 ounces here and 7-8 ounces there. So when we started to do this, and then we did R&D on it, there's some things that we found out doing R&D on how this bat performs. It swings like, and I've swung a lot of bats, guys, and I keep saying that. It swings like no other bat that I've ever swung before. I'm going to wait till Jeff gets on to actually talk about this a little bit more on the benefits from swinging this bat. There is so many benefits from swinging a DDT that we found. I talked to Alan about it, and I've talked to Brandon about it, and they're feeling that same thing with this bat. Hitting shitty balls. It's one of the best bats I've ever swung that hits shitty balls really good. And I don't want anybody chiming in on, you're a good hitter, you can hit any ball. I don't. That's I don't. I think what we cater to is the bottom 99%, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute too. On what short porch, and the reason we do that is because in the past, when I was growing up, I it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and in the past growing up, because a lot of the bat companies focused on the top 1%. I mean, they're building bats for distance, right? And I was like, that's not us. That's not, that's not me and my buddies that would play. I'm not 6'8". I'm not 6'5", 6'4". I'm the average guy out there. And I don't hit like that. I hit different. But the bats that I would pick up, they didn't benefit me. I'm not trashing you guys. It's another thing too, I'm going to get to in a minute. I'm not trashing you guys. Let me get that perfectly clear here. I'm probably a little envy of you guys because I wish I had that height. But it's something that God gave me and something I got to deal with. But I'm not trashing you guys because, I do believe too that there's naturals and there's guys that really got to work at their sport. That it doesn't matter what it is, football, baseball, soccer. It doesn't matter. There's guys that just are God's gift of an athlete. He goes out there and picks up anything. Doesn't have to take back. That guy. This guy. He can go out there and pick up anything and just hit it. We're not catering to that guy. I was the other way. I had to work at what God had given me. Right. My first time playing softball was horrible. But I wanted to get better at it, and I worked my ass off to get good at it. But the equipment that we had back then was horrible. They were building bats for the top 1%. What we want to do here is we started building bats at the bottom 99%. Something that would help. And when I get into the DDT line, and that's across the board, the 12-inch, 12.5-inch, 12.25, they come out. The ASA model, the U-trip model. And I think it's going to take over. I really do. It's something that nobody's ever done this before. Ever. I've never seen a bat like this before, and it's going to take over. Before I start getting too far into it, I got a lot of other things I got to talk about. But creatine, gentlemen, if you're go out there and grab you some good creatine. I want you guys to do this. This is going to be like an assignment for a lot of you guys out there. These things that I'm talking about. There's going to be two of them that I'm going to talk about tonight, and one of them, the one is creatine. Go up on YouTube. YouTube is my favorite place to go to whenever I want to know about things. And the thing that I do a lot of research on YouTube. I read a lot of papers too when it comes to things like that. But just do your research when it comes to creatine on what it does for the brain, what it does for the body, especially as seniors, what it does for the body. There's nothing but good things. People talk about it. Just listen to everybody, and then weigh them. Does because I know there's never that one drug or supplement that actually just kicks everybody. And it's just so good, because I put it on a pendulum. The good outweigh the bad, or the little bit of side effects that I might get from it from the beginning, the bloating in the stomach that I might get from it in the beginning, and then outweigh them. Creatine, I think everybody over the age of 50 needs to be on. And you ladies out there too, definitely get on creatine. You get a little bit more strength. I think a lot more strength, because I can see the difference when I'm on creatine and when I'm not on creatine when I'm in the gym. That's me, though. Another thing, too, guys, you got to understand absorption rate. Everybody here that's watching this has got a different absorption rate than me. I tend to absorb things really good. I can take something small and I can feel effect in it. My wife, not so much. Her absorption rate is not too good. I actually would start her on something, and I said, because I felt it. I would start her on some things, and then she wouldn't I didn't feel anything, or maybe she's just being mean to me or something. She is that person, Zena. That is me. And I call Zena because, let me get to, there's a squirrel moment right there. I need to take more creatine. I want to talk about something here that is that I got a feedback out of. Let me first get into the intro before I get into it. I'm already damn near 15 minutes into it. Join everything. Follow everything that I have. Follow all of Short Porch across the board. Follow everything that goes on Short Porch. If you guys are watching Facebook, no matter what you're watching right now, just get in there and search Short Porch Cutting Edge, Short Porch Baseball Company. Join anything to get on this movement. There it is back there. It's kind of covered up. This movement that we're doing. A lot of people talk shit about the movement a year ago, man. There was a lot of people going, there's no such thing as a movement. I remember that video, and I actually kept it. I play it every night before I go to bed. You know, this guy saying there's no such thing as a movement. And then look what we have. Look what we have. We're building bats for totally different people. You know, we're building DDTs for the increase, you know, a lot of things. And I'll talk about it in a minute with Jeff. Increase a lot of things, but I kind of laugh, and I swear to you guys, I have that audio. It's about a 5-second audio. This guy going, "There's no such thing as the movement," and yeah, I'll get in trouble for that one. But I keep that, and I play it not every night, but I do play it a lot, and I laugh because this is the movement. It's just watch. Just watch. Tonight we're going to talk about something that's going to be a game changer, a effing game changer. And I'm proud that my name's going to be on it. I'm very, very something we've been working on for a while, and I'm proud that my name's on it. Guys, but get out there, shortporchcuttingedge.com. There is a website out there that's got all the weight distribution numbers on it. I'm up to date almost. I got Clem's bat, the mayor I got to put on there, and I've got this bat I got to put on there. I got the weight distributions as of tonight, about an hour ago, on this bat right here, the one we're going to talk about later. And I will talk to you guys about the weight distribution. It is not weighed like God dang it, it's in the other room. The one-piece wig popper, it's not weighed like that. It's a little bit heavier in lows. It's more of a half-ounce in low. But again, I'll talk about that later. I'm getting way too. I do want to talk about something because I know Jeff's going to come in here and cut me off here in a minute. I got 15 minutes to talk about this. About 4 days ago, gentlemen, I put out an old video. And what I've been doing is I got this new app that does all the shorts. So I went through there and I put up a video of shaving bats on why a lot of your AA, AAA will not move up, right? When you're talking about sanctions. Now listen to me real quick, because a lot of people took this video as I was trashing a lot of the Major Plus players. I even had one guy said, "Have you ever played Major Plus?" But the argument was toward the AA and AAA. He should have said, "Have you ever played AA or AAA?" That's what he should have said, because I was talking for the AA, AAA guys, not the Major Plus guys. Yes, I have played Major Plus. 65. I started when I was 49. I have played Major Plus, yes. And it doesn't matter. I'm not going to give you my resume because it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you my opinion. This is my opinion. Okay, guys. So don't get butthurt because you think I'm calling you out. That's the part that pisses me off. When I've called out, okay, you can't be a bat review. This is one of them too. You can't be a bat review guy if you're 6'9". I had 2 guys rip me. Like, rip me. They took them down already, but ripped me because I said that. They thought I was talking about them, but I really wasn't talking about them. I was talking about another guy that was doing bat reviews about a year ago, right? It wasn't even them. And then all of a sudden they're watching my. I had a girl when I talked that thought I was talking about her, and she's on everything. And she starts talking about her, so she starts talking to me, and I wasn't even talking about her. So listen, guys. Before I get through this, I'm going to get through it. But before I get through this, I'm not talking about all the Major Plus players. What I said was a lot of the AA and AAA guys are afraid to get bumped, so they won't go to these big tournaments because they don't want. Let's say they take second, third, fourth. One year they took the top 7 and they moved them up to Major Plus, and they don't want to go and play in the Major Plus. There's 2 reasons, guys, and I've heard about the second reason, third. There's about 4 5 reasons why they don't want to go up. Okay, I'm gonna get to the second one tonight, but I want to clarify on the first one. I'm not saying the majority of Major Plus players are only swinging shave bats. There is a lot, okay? And I want to separate this too. I want to separate it from sanctioned tournaments, your SSUSA, your SPA, your ISSA, all of those sanctioned tournaments that they have, TPSSA, right? A lot of teams will not want to go up and play against those horses, those big guys, right? There's two reasons that I'm going to talk about tonight. Let me get past this first. I'm not talking about the majority of seniors that swing shave bats. So I know there's a lot of AA and AAA guys that swing shave bats. Probably more, right? Probably more than the Major Plus. Now, let me clarify myself. I'm not talking about backyard tournaments at Castillo's or Casa Grande. I'm talking about, this is in my hometown. I'm not talking about those guys, Castillo's and Casa Grande. I don't play at Castillo's and Casa Grande because I know every one of them bastards swing shave bats. Not every one of them there. I'm classifying them, which probably 80% of those guys swing shave bats. I won't go play there. I don't swing shave bats. I won't go play there. So it's an unfair disadvantage for me to go play there, right? When 125-pound guys are hitting 500-foot home runs. That's a little bit outrageous. I'm just trying to prove a point here. I wasn't talking about, because apparently in one part of the country, there is a lot of AA and AAA guys that swing shave bats, but it's not, I'm not talking about your weekend tournaments, because I know that mostly those guys do swing glass, right? I'm talking about the regular SSUSA tournaments, the regular SPA tournaments, TPSSA tournaments, ISA, all those little sanctioned tournaments. When they get bumped up, they won't go to the tournaments because they get bumped up. They don't want to go up there, because it is a fact that, I'm not saying it's 95%. I'm not saying it's 80%. A lot of those big boys, you'd be surprised, gentlemen, swing glass. You'd be surprised. A lot of those big guys swing glass. So the feedback for 15 years of being on an influencer on social media, a lot of people have told me that's the reason why we're not going. We're not going to Vegas. We're not going over here because we don't want to take the chance to get bumped up and we've got to play next year, or we got to disband and not do it. Another thing too, I mean, I hope I clarified myself by saying that I'm not calling everybody out and say, for some reason, some Major Plus guys got on my ass about, oh, did you hear what he's saying? Or, he's called us out. No, I'm talking about sanctioned tournaments, gentlemen, because I know that if I go to Casa Grande, 80% of them fuckers out there are going to be swinging glass. I know that. I'm not talking about those guys. So a lot of people go, have you been? Yeah, I've been around playing softball, gentlemen. I was talking about the majority of these sanctioned tournaments that guys don't want to go up, right? You can't put those together, right? There's a tournament in San Antonio in 2 weeks, and it's a senior tournament. It's in Bernie. I guarantee you there's going to be more glass in that tournament because it's a little backyard tournament. There's no compression testing, right? There's more of them that are going to be there than in an SSUSA tournament. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying the reason that a lot of these guys won't go up, because a lot of those horses in there are swinging glass, and they're horses, guys. I'm telling you. I'm going to get away from that, right? I have never heard of a AA or AAA guy sponsor grabbing up a bat contract, taking all the bats, taking them out, getting them all shaved, taking them to the team at the beginning of the year and throw them on the ground and say, here you go. I've never heard that in a AA, AAA. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that. Number two, and I knew this. If you watch the video, and it's from 3 or 4 years ago, if you watch the video, you can see that I said there's a couple of reasons, and I'm not going to get in. I'm only going to talk about this one. So I do want to clarify on that one that I've seen more, right, in the sanctioned tournament, SSUSA, playing in that AA, AAA, because I played in AAA before, right? I played in Major and I played in Major Plus. I've seen more in Major Plus in those sanctioned tournaments than I did in a AA, AAA. That's why I should have clarified myself, but I wasn't thinking about the backyard tournaments that are played every other weekend where they don't do compression testing and how much glass is in that. There is a shit ton. Let me clarify something. The one thing I really do appreciate is everybody talking about this. Everybody talked about it. There was some comments, some bad comments, some, have you ever played before? Yeah, I've played it before. But that shouldn't mean anything that I played before. I shouldn't get up here and tell you my fucking resume about me playing somewhere. I shouldn't have to do that. It's just my opinion about something. I know that there's glass at these little tournaments, and they're everywhere, everywhere. The only thing I was talking about is the SSUSA tournaments, the AA, AAA. There tends to be a lot more in the upper division on there. Another thing too, they fly their guys in. They fly their horses in. There's not a major team or through AAA team, major being bumped up. Major doesn't want to go up whenever they're going weekend tournaments. They're throwing their own weekend tournaments to collect money to go to Vegas, right? And then they do raffles, right? They do all these kind of raffles to get money to actually go to these tournaments. And you have this big money guy that's been there for years in Major Plus, and he flies his guys in. What do you need? I got it for you. Come on. I want to build the biggest team. I want to build the baddest team. And these Major Plus, we got to go and compete against that shit. I don't want to go compete against that shit. No way I ain't going up there. That's number 2 reason. They don't want to go and play against the horses. They show up and they look at the lineup. There's like 6, 7 Hall of Famers on there. Hall of Famers in kids ball, not senior ball. They're going to go up there and go, I ain't playing against that shit. God damn, they're going to kill me. And they're major. I'm not saying you major play. That's nothing too. Somebody go, did he say that we suck because we're major ball? No, I'm not saying that. It's a different breed, guys. And when they're flying them guys in, it's a different breed. They're flying you in for a reason. You're top 1%. They fly you in. Shit, if they don't fly you in and you're playing Major Plus, anybody playing Major Plus top 1%. That's. I'm just going to put that out there. If you're playing Major Plus, you're top 1% because you put in the work to get there. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Congratulations, you fucking made it. But I'm not there. And another thing too, guys. You guys are getting mad because I'm giving you guys my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's from what I've heard. It's from what I saw. Right. I did senior softball bat reviews for 15 years. And when I get up somewhere and this guy picks up a bat that never made my top 10, it's hitting him further than Bubba had hit him with that bat, and I did a review on that bat, it tends to be a red flag with me. I don't care if you're hitting in Vegas or not. When you hit a ball 450 foot, and I seen this when I was up there on a bat that I was like, I bet it didn't do that for us, so maybe I can pick it out better, maybe I can pick it out better. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think everybody that is a part of senior softball bat reviews back in the day, we could pick it out. Not 100%, but we're pretty damn high when it comes to doing that. So guys, don't get butthurt. Don't think that I'm saying across the board. I'm not. I actually know for a fact that all in backyard tournaments, the percentages go up because they don't do compression testing. They don't test you and they don't give a shit. They just want you to get in a tournament, pay your $300-400 to get in that damn thing, $300 to get in those backyard tournaments, and then let you go. Let you hit good balls. If you get toward one part of the country, they let you hit 525s. Other part of the company is 44 375s or 44 400s. They might be introducing in there, but definitely not. But here's the deal. I heard all the feedback. I got all the feedback. I didn't give a shit. But what I really liked is people are talking about it. People because it has not been brought up in a while. So what happens, when you do something like that, and I kind of knew when I posted it that it was only like a 2-minute clip. I knew it was going to ruffle a little bit of feathers, but not to the severity that it actually did. And I was like, well, good. Now I need to clarify it. Now I need to say, guys, I wasn't talking about your backyard tournaments where there's shit ton from coast to coast. And I don't know if there's more over here than there is over there. I don't know if there's more in Texas than there is the East Coast or the West Coast or in the middle. I really don't. I just know that it's fucking rampant. And the sooner you guys fucking get that through your head, maybe some shit's going to get done before somebody gets killed. I'm done with that shit. And a lot of you guys walk around and go, do we do it? It's not over here. How the fuck do you know it's not over there? We don't have it that much. Now, how do you know? How do you know? You know, somebody said that, well, the 70s are doing it more than the 40s. Bullshit. Everybody. Not everybody. There you go again. Absolutes, right? I'm going to get, okay, oh, you said everybody. You said you're calling me and doing it? No, I'm not calling you. I'm not calling you and say you're doing it. It's more, I mean, everybody is 40s, 45, 50s, 55, 60s, 65, 70s. Do I think 70s do it more? Hell, there's not a lot of 70 teams out there. How can you say percentages wise? Maybe, well, maybe percentages wise. Somebody's out.
Man,
I know, dude.
let me tell you, I had to go ahead and jump on. I was like, I got to jump in here on this shit. Yo, let me tell you, guys, this is I'm gonna tell my side of the story about Dave's shorts with the shaving and the Major Plus. We had so much damn negative feedback. Leslie was dumping Dave's videos about it off our site because she got tired of getting the messages about it. Like, we're a sporting goods company. We ain't talking to people about Dave's damn bad shaving. We lead the fight against bad shaving. That's all. We're just trying to help.
I had to defend myself, right? I had to defend myself.
We were getting like 50 messages. We were like, man, we're trying to be a, you know,
yeah, and I'll probably be put on suspension tomorrow for.
Oh, you're on suspension. You're definitely on suspension. We're gonna get to that, guys. We're gonna get to Dave's suspension. But first, you know, I'm gonna jump in here because let me tell you, you know, all the guys down in Tampa that I know all play Major Plus. We play together. Hey, Dave don't know what he's talking about. We ain't shaving. Of course we're not. We're leading the fight against it, guys. We're not the ones doing it.
Well, I think people mistook, because I didn't clarify it in the video. I think people mistook as I was talking more about sanctioned tournaments like SSUSA. Nobody wants to get bumped on SSUSA, and there's numerous reasons. The other one is that in SSUSA, they fly a lot of people in there to play, and a lot of people don't want to go up and play against the big boys, you know, because they don't want to get up there and just, you know, get guaranteed 5 games, and they're walking through it, and they're just getting smacked, you know.
Well, you know, these things have happened, and you don't want to specifically call people out. It had nothing to do with the people we know and or short porch.
No.
But you're just talking in general, and it's funny, everybody thinks they're getting pointed at them. It had nothing to do with them. You know, they're in a whole different part of the country or whatever. It had nothing, a whole different year. And we're like, what are you talking about, man? He's out here addressing something to make the sport better. And I sit on the board for bat certification in the fight against bat shaving that went on last year with the 140 compression threshold. And you know, no short porch guys, we would, you know, not only would we get rid of them, we'd beat their ass.
Oh yeah, and I agree 100%. But what people tend to do on social media is they, when you're talking about a broad spectrum of a lot of things, they tend to look at each other and go, is he talking about me? Is he talking about me? You know, you can take something I said before that, and the guy would say, is he talking about me? That one guy that I said, you know, about the movement. And I was talking about the movement. Now that guy could go there and say, I was talking about you. Yeah, I was talking about you, but I wasn't talking about any of the Major Plus players. I told them that I had seen it. I hear things too from top people, but that's just something I did 3 years ago, and I wanted to bring awareness to it on why.
Yeah, it wasn't our friends. It wasn't people we know. It wasn't.
Why do people think that? It's not.
Yeah, I don't know why people would think that. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's that's. But yeah, thank you for bringing awareness. I hate that there was such a backlash from the Major Plus community when the guys who were the backlash, it had nothing to do with them. They just took it personal.
Well, because I didn't clarify in the video where I wasn't talking about everybody. I was talking about guys that are in that, you know, I was talking about guys in that sanctioned tournament and they get bumped up. You don't bump guys up in a weekend tournament. So I wasn't, you know, and I know a couple of them said, well, a couple of them said, what, has he even been over here when these teams were playing? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being bumped up, you know. And it was mainly to do with SSUSA going to Vegas every year. There are so many teams that are afraid to get bumped up going to Vegas where they would actually do good. And they're like, dude, you know how many I hear this? Hey, if we win one more, or if we win two more, we're going to get bumped up.
Yeah,
We can't compete with
I
that.
hear it all the time from teams trying to stay AAA and major to make it to Worlds, so they can play down when they're obviously good enough to play up. You know, it happens every year. It happened in kid ball 20, 30 years ago when we played. You know, it did. I had a lot of good friends of mine that were really, really good ball players. Always talked about, I don't want to move up. I want to play D ball or C ball. And it got me away from being able to play a lot with my friends, So, because they'd want to go play every Saturday local. They could go to the local field, play D or C ball back then. And that's just and they wanted to win every tournament every weekend at the little local park. And that was their thing that they liked to do. And
And for the record, Jeff, I actually think that what's higher than that, than the shaving part that I did talk about, and I'm glad it did bring awareness.
yeah,
And I'm careless what people say about me, but I'm glad it brought awareness to it because it is happening, guys. It is
oh yeah,
happening. Yeah. So
absolutely.
I want to tell something that I think is higher than that. I think money and flying people in. I think they're more afraid of
Mhm.
that than anything. I think when you have bucals of money and you can fly people in to play with you, and these big name guys that
Yeah.
come in and just play with you, I think that's more deterrent for these double A,
Well,
triple A major players that want to move up and play in that division.
well, I'll take my personal experience right now as, um, I went to play with Ball Ford, Short Porch Ball Ford now, Borrow Power. We got sponsorship money. They had it nothing to do with Short Porch putting money in. They, they have the best players. They have the money where they fly them in. The housing and all for the most part is covered, whatever. And they have the best players. You have a senior lineup of, Ken Scobie, um, Bama, Donnie Hudson. You have to face Ron Yeager, Brandon Murray, and it just don't stop. And that is a that is a tough pill to swallow when you look across the field and you have to face that lineup. Now, do they always win or do we win on my team? No, but that it's hard to beat that team and, out there. And we lost at Smokies to a team that was way smaller than us because we couldn't keep it in the park on a 300-foot field. We never lost a game on the stadium field. We played 325 in Dalton. We won the tournament. It is crippling to have a team of band guys like that on a 300-foot field. So don't be scared
Yeah.
because a team of 8 band guys, and I'm just calling it like I see it. I don't know if my teammates would agree. I call them a team of 8 band guys, and they can be beat on a 300-foot field. They absolutely can be beat on a 300-foot field. Now, you're going to play them in a stadium and beat a team like mine. If you're not one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the country, it just ain't going to happen.
No.
You're going to get your ass beat to death.
But I
But
think that's a bigger deterrent than shaving, than knowing
yeah, it is a bigger
those
deterrent.
guys up there shave bats. I
It
think
is a
that's a
bigger
bigger
deterrent.
deterrent. I should have brought that up, and because I have a video
Yeah.
out there of that, I should have put that one out there first. That way, nobody's saying, "Are you calling me out?" No, I'm not. I'm not calling
Yeah.
you. I'm not calling you out.
Unfortunately, there's been instances through the years where things happen that are kind of public, and you don't want to get into that and where things happen. And it's just out there. It's out there. Everybody knows it's out there, and you don't, like I said, in your position, you can't mention specifics because it just can't do it. But you're trying to bring awareness, and thank you. And there should obviously be awareness to, playing the big time teams. What are you facing? You're facing the best players. You're facing size, strength, speed, natural ability, the top very 0.5% maybe when you get teams of that caliber. I'm honored to hit in that lineup. I'll be honest. So it's tough on teams. I get it. I completely get them not wanting to play. They have to pay their own way to Vegas or whatever. You know, they spend a lot of money, take time off work, and come out there, and you have to face Suncoast, the 4-time world champions. I've seen them play there. They're freaking good, and we'll play them this weekend. And I'll tell you, anytime you play them, if you don't play well, you could get beat real bad. Um, and then you look across, and you got Short Porch over there with the equipment, with DDTs all over, up and down the lineup, and the best players in the country, with the best equipment out right now. You got to bring your A game. You know.
Yeah. The one thing across, and you know this too, when you have a team of, let's say, 15, and you're going to Vegas, or you're going to Florida, you're going anywhere, these tournaments that you have, they all pitch in money. So you're not going to have 5 guys or 4 guys are going to say, well, I'll set the bench. I just spent $1,500 to come here. You're not going to have that. So everybody wants to play. So what happens with your pool games, you're playing 13 in your pool games, or even more than when they let you do that. But you're playing all these people in your pool games. You could be the top 2 batters, 3 batters, and get 2 at bats in a tournament, you know? And then when you start playing, you may play, 12, 13. I'm a believer in, if you play 11, your 11th hitter, doesn't matter where he's at, he's got to bat 800 plus in that tournament. He's got to bat 800 plus in that tournament. I'm not talking about low sevens. I'm not talking about sevens. I'm talking about 800 plus. He's got to be the man if he's on that 11. I'm a firm believer. And Chino, I played with Chino last year. I love Chino to death. He's a badass coach. He thinks the same way. That number 11 guy has got to be 800, 750, 800. But whenever he loses, he goes right straight to 10. Well, hell, there's 5 guys in the dugout that they paid their $1,500 to get there. So they're, talking and they want to play. You got to put up with that too. I mean, because if you want to win, you got to play 10. You want to win, you got to play 11.
I mean, I would. I don't really want to coach anymore, because coaching makes enemies, is what I told him when I got hurt, and I coached third or whatever. But when it comes to writing a lineup, I'm like, man, you make enemies, because I would just bat 10 all the time. And I don't know how to be political about it. I'm thinking about one thing: winning. And I would put the best 10 bats. I really wouldn't give a shit about defense either, and a lot of people don't see it that way. I'd put my best 10 bats in the lineup, and I would roll, because I believe in softball. If you can't get out, if you scoring 7 every time, and then I got an open, I'm going to take my chances there, know.
And here's the deal: your better hitters get more bats. When you play 10 guys, your better hitters get more bats. Those top 5, top 6 hitters can get up to, like, if you're going through a tournament and you're winning, they can get up to 6 at bats more, right? And if you're running 10. So that's what it's all. A lot of people don't think too far into that, but that's what it's all about. I would run 10 right through a tournament, a big tournament. I would run 10 all the way through it, and then have your backup. If somebody doesn't feel good or is not hitting or dehydrated, boom, you got another guy step right into a spot.
Absolutely. And I'm turning around, and I'm looking at our 3-hole hitter, the best hitter in the world, Brandon Murray, and I want his ass coming up to bat more. Period. I don't care.
More chances to win the game.
Yeah, because he's the best hitter. And when you have that guy, when you have a Brandon Murray, you freaking want him to come up to bat every time. They, of course, they pitch around him a little bit. He gets walked some, and and they pay for that most of the time in a lineup like that. They pay for walking him, but when he's usually pretty smart about not getting himself out. I've seen him swing a few times off the plate, but he's a real smart hitter too. So I'm trying to get him up as many times as I can. He is insanely powerful, and a very balanced hitter. Short, he's don't miss balls very often. So yeah, I'm trying to get him up. And other players who are hot. Ron Yeager was insanely hot last tournament. I'm trying to get him up to bat. My idea is I want to get him up to bat more. So Ron's put together some pretty good tournaments this year, and it is dangerous with a bat in his hand, and dangerous with this damn bat in his hand, because that's what you're going to see him swinging. And Ron's played ball a long time. He says he wouldn't never swing nothing else, and we're gonna have to make something better than that bat for him to want to swing it. That's the facts. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean that's just my take, guys. I think people read things wrong and look at things the wrong way. And hey, Dave's just out here bringing awareness and doing his part for senior softball.
So I apologize for anybody that thought I was picking on them or picking it out. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, no, man.
I do know, I am really aware of bat shaving in all different categories.
All from AA, AAA, major,
I was
major
just talking
plus.
about what it. Yeah, exactly. And
he's just talking about one instance.
AA, AAA. I'm just saying.
A
lot of teams won't go up there and play against those top 1%, and they're swinging something they shouldn't be swinging. So that's basically
there's a lot of reasons, but yeah, that's one reason. And major plus, you're right. Major plus is a different animal, and conference is a different level at the top. I believe they have different conference levels now. It's not like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
But playing at the very top, I get it. I mean, I get it. Like I said, I'll tell you, man, I've seen our team play like crap. We played 2 pool games, looked like we couldn't beat anybody before we went on to win the tournament. But you look over the lineup of those kind of players, most teams aren't going to want to face that. It's tough.
And I going off that, Jeff, I will say this. I'm a believer that you can take a good team up and play against those guys and get on a row and just whip everybody's ass. Get on a row. I mean, I do think that you can do that. We did it one year with a tournament called Mavericks, Herb Oliver out of Houston. We lost our first, we went down. We lost our first 2 pool games. Then we lost another game and lost another game. So we had to play our 5th game and came up to the consolation bracket and took 2nd place in the tournament. We just got on a roll, so, and I do think that you can do that. I really do think that, getting away from what I said. I was just talking about
you can definitely upset them. And, I've played on teams and got my ass beat by the big teams across the country 20 years ago, plenty, where they just stomped us. But, the one story I always tell is the time we upset, which was most of what was Lighthouse's team at the time, with Ricky Huggins and all those guys. And they had Randall Boone playing with them at the time, which was, I think it was maybe the year he was ranked #1 player in the world. And they had all the stars from around the country, and they're playing in Winter Worlds in Savannah. And I'm playing outfield, and it was 10 home runs. They hit their 10th home run in the 1st inning. And I turned to my other outfielder and I'm like, we just won this game. Then we're in the semifinal. I'm like, we just won this game. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look at their lineup. They're 6'5", 6'7". Man, they had all the big guys from Worth back then, I'm like, we won the game. And yeah, we hit our 10th home run when we took the lead and went on to eventually beat them. And then we hung 30 runs in the 1st inning on Tennell, which was a big time team back then, if you remember Tennell. And in the if game, we ran out of gas and they beat us. But we didn't even win that tournament. But I always remember that game where we were outmatched and they made a mistake, hit their home runs too soon, and they didn't have the speed to beat us, and it was Bumgardner, all of them guys were there. They were just so big or across the field that with no home runs, they just couldn't hold us off, So yeah, man. And that's what happens. That's in an unlimited event, would we have beat them? Could you beat my team in an unlimited event? I'll tell you, you can't. No. You can't. It's not going to happen.
You probably could, but the percentages are way, way down.
Yeah, you might could, but it'd have to be the wrong day,
the percentages of you doing
it. Yeah. But when you have to play and base hit and play defense and run around, we can lose just as easily as the next team, you know. So that's what the home run limits do. It evens it out, you know, it evens the playing field out. And so yeah, I mean, I seen us lose to a team in the Smokies. I never even heard of them, and they didn't hardly have a guy over 5'11", and they beat us fair. They didn't even break a sweat, you know. So and so that's what happens. But yeah, man. So it can be anybody's game any day, and you know, that's why you go out there and play them. That's what makes it fun.
Let's talk. Let's get off of that and talk about. Let's talk about Florida. Well, you're going to Florida this weekend, right?
Yeah, so we're going to Vieira. Like I said last week, guys, we are going to take the staff here. Erica, Cage, Christian, Leslie, the whole short porch staff minus Dave, who lives in Texas, will be there, and we will take our most of our bats that we just ran for Vegas Worlds. We will have them on display there. We will have some of them Friday night hitting on the field from 5 to 7:30 with the 3 short porch teams that will be there. We will be showing them off. We got a pair of one-piece bats that will be revealed, and Friday, Cage and Christian will be staying behind to ship out to retailers our largest bat drop in the history of short porch, which is the Dave Velasquez DDT blackout with the OG blackout barrel. And we've been sitting on it all year. And we've been sitting on it to drop it at the right time because it was our biggest bat drop of the year. And here it is. It will be launched next Wednesday at 3 p.m. on our site. We will be doing promotion on it, as everybody has seen already. And I don't take it lightly when I say it is past just being a good bat. It is past being a special bat. It is a bat that we thought would be the bat of the year. I know it will be, and it is the DDT with the blackout. So I'll let you give your take on it before we get more into
guys. It is past. It is past everything that I've swung since I've been doing the bat reviews. Let me tell you what we did here, and I kind of wanted to. I talked about this earlier, Jeff, and you weren't on, but I kind of wanted to wait. When we developed the DDTs last year, we didn't know what we were going to get out of them. We knew that the dual distribution would actually help flex that barrel a little bit more, but what we didn't know is it being so good against not only good balls but bad balls too. So the DDT, the dual distribution, helps a bad ball flex. I mean, it helps to flex that barrel a little bit more because you have 2 weights that are hitting that ball instead of hand weight, and then you got an in weight. I kind of wrote this down. The sweet spot on this bat is phenomenal. We talked about this the other day too. The sweet spot is huge. Like, we can get performance on it right out of the wrapper. Sweet spot. You come through the zone faster, and this is the DDTs through the this is all the DDTs that we have, right? You come through the zone.
Yeah,
you come through the zone faster. So a lot of people are talking to us because this is a different monster, gentlemen. It's something that nobody's ever done before. I think it's going to change the 2-piece market where everybody's going to want to get this bat, and there's a lot of reasons why. Because it's got weapons. I do believe that it has so many weapons. It has no feedback in the hands, 0 feedback in the hands. The energy stays in the barrel. These are just a few that we noticed because of the R&D that we did on it. The one thing I will say is the consistency when striking the ball. Phenomenal. Not just when I can tell the difference, and we can tell the difference with us hitting them down here, where the line drives are just crisp and you're not mishitting the ball a lot. So that has a lot to do with the dual distribution in the barrel. We think, you think, and we talked about this, where striking the ball is a lot better. That middle shot, or that oppo, or that left-hand glove of the shortstop, those balls you can hit now Not only can you pull the ball and hit it, like I proved in those videos, you can hit those balls to dead center a long way, because everybody knows that's not a power. That's not a power. They talk about power alley. What this DDT does is take away the power alley. Now you can hit balls to center as far as you hit them left, because you have to open your hips to hit a ball, right? They talk about the power alley. So you got to open your hips to hit the ball.
Yeah,
you can throw this bat out there, and with that dual distribution, it helps that barrel flex a little bit more. Those are the things that, that we see, and we have talked about in a long time when it came to this bat, when the first DDT came out. Now, what you did here was the tri-layer, the same one that's on the OG. Yeah. You took that bat and you took the way that bat was built on the OG Blackout, and you put that tri-layer, that I don't want to say thinner, it's a lot better barrel, that because it is on that Blackout, it's top selling bat we have right now. You took that same and put it on a DDT. Phenomenal. You can hear, guys, and I don't post
game ready
all the video.
Yeah. Game ready, bro.
Game ready. I don't post all the video. You ought to hear the reactions from all the seniors, the 70-year-old guys, the 60-year-old guys. Hell, the 45-year-old guy that swung it the other day, or the 52-year-old guy that swung it. And Clem swings a 28 ounce. He picked up the 26 and he hit it as far as he hit his 28 ounce. I mean, it's the dual distribution. It's the dual distribution. And a lot of guys are asking me this too, is they shouldn't be asking me this. What size was that bat that you were hitting? Okay. Because I hit the 25 and I hit the 26. I smoked the 25. Yeah. You're getting better. You did this. You brought this up about 6 months ago, because you sent me a 25 ounce. And I go, why did you send me a 25 when I sing a 26 or 27? And you said, just swing it. I already know what you're going to do. Just swing it. So I took it out and I hit it. And I go, some bitch, man. I mean, he was right, because you have a lighter weight,
and the 25
with dual distribution. Yeah. So it comes to the zone faster, and all you got to do is connect it, and then that energy from that dual distribution hits that ball, and dude, it's like, and I'm like, and I knew exactly why, because the way you were thinking on why the dual distribution does that, because bat speed, I'm increasing my bat speed by going down in weight. Now, a lot of you guys out there are going to ask, well, what size should I be swinging? Bud, it swings quick through the zone. These bats right here, the ones that we have, they're going to be out on the weekend. I guess you're going to take some with you, maybe. A lot of people are asking, are you going to be in Florida with these? I don't know. It all depends on how everything goes, if you're going to be there.
Yeah, how everything comes in. There may be some down in Florida, but they will be live on the site Wednesday. And stop by, see the girls Saturday if you're at Vieira State.
I will say this, and I do want to talk about this too, because this is the big question I'm getting today. What are the waiting numbers on them? What are the waiting numbers? Now, I just got them about an hour or 2 hours ago now, and a lot of people are asking, is it loaded like the OG? The regular OG. It's not loaded.
It's not.
It's got a half-ounce inload on it, is what it has.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post up the weight distribution on the number, because I talked to you about that today. We did some collab when we were talking about, because I have the 25 and 26 here. You had a 27.
I had 27.
We just need to get a 28 when it comes in next week. But I did kind of gauge, because I know what our numbers are going up. And I kind of know what you do when you do the numbers. 28 is going to be 17.7 on the end and 9.8 on the hands. I love those numbers when you're going up in weight. The 27 is going to be 17 on the end, 9.5 on the hands. I cannot wait to get those numbers on that 27. I love that number on that 27. 26 has got 16.5 on the end. Yeah, dude. Why? I'm like, you don't have, he goes, Dave, I don't have no more 27s. I don't know what I did with them. Whatever, dude. You have one right there.
27s may have made it to my bag.
26 is 16.5, 8.7. Okay, 8.7. You hear me on the hand weight, guys? Because that's what you're asking me. 25 is 16 on the end, 8.4 on the hands. Love the way this bat is weighted, guys. We have over 550 on that bat that we were swinging the other day. Guess who took it with him? Billy Husta, the 70-year-old guy. He had a tournament this weekend. He was looking at it like He's like a little puppy dog, and he was looking at it. And I'm like, "You want to take it?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll take it." So he got that one. The one that
I'll
we were
take
swinging,
it.
and we had over 550. I think it compression tested it. When we got it there, compression tested 150. Guys, I need to talk about this too across the board, because our Kevlar is not like anybody else's Kevlar. You get down to that 150, and I was hitting those balls with 150 compression. Of all those videos, I was hitting those balls with 150 compression. I couldn't do that with any other bat out there. I could not do that. Only Kevlar does that. And I tried talking about this, and every weekend,
Absolutely.
every weekday, I try to talk about our Kevlar. Bar none, it is the top carbon that anybody has ever had on any bat out there, because I can get that 150 and I can get tremendous performance on it, great flex, and it doesn't implode on me, because I'm a cutter too. I mean, it doesn't implode on me. That's how come you can see in one video, I was kind of got on Trey about Trey. I want to swing that bat. I want to swing that bat. The video that went out today, and I go, the hell you going to swing that bat? You ain't swinging that bat. And he was like, and then Clem kind of instigator got him. He go swing it. He's got his head down. Go swing it. So he grabs it, one shot, 350. He hit it close to, he hit it in a park, he hit it in the road with no batting gloves, and just boom, just hit it. It made good video, but he hit it. But that bat's 150, and he's a square ball hitter.
Yeah, mine here. Sean and I have been hitting a pair of these for 2 months now. We've had them about 2 months. We've been hitting these right here. We had some earlier in the year. Like I said, we've been waiting on to drop this bat. Mine same way, round 150. I wouldn't hit it because it's a gamer.
Oh yeah, mine's a gamer, yeah.
And Cage, he's like, Dad, we need, let's come in here and get a video. So I go in there. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like take one swing and you shoot the video. There ain't gonna be 10 swings, 15. Boom, I hit it 101 something, and he's like, Dad, I didn't get a video. My camera wasn't turned on or something. I'm like, man, I'm not hitting my bat. So I was like, I'll take one more swing. And I hit the 1026 that was posted. And I'm like, yeah, man, this bat is different. Yeah, it's going in my bag for the weekend. I'm not in there trying to hit 15 swings on it. We've been hitting that bat for 2 months. It's game ready. It was kind of funny. And the bat's fine. I probably could have hit 100 balls with it, but I'm not going to do it, So you get bats right there that good. We're smart enough to keep them for the games only at that point.
Yeah. And I never knew.
Yeah. So.
I didn't think nobody wanted that one as a gamer, but and guys, all of my guys hit it. You have Charlie Mueller hitting it. You have Murray hitting it, and then it lasted this long, because we do R&D. That's what we're doing. And it lasted this long. And then Billy said, "You want it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I want it." And I said, "Okay, go ahead and take it." Because he had a tournament coming up too, and he hit it good. Billy, the 71-year-old, he hit it really good. And I go, "Dude, take it with you. Go ahead and take it with you." And he's all excited. He carried it like a little baby out to his car, and he put it in there. I'm messing with you. He didn't do that. But you know how guys are when they get a bat that they really do like. But the one thing I'm telling everybody out there is, this is something that when you pick up, it's going to take a little bit while to get used to. I'm not saying a month or two. I'm just saying it's going to take a few swings to get into it. You cannot, if you grab a DDT, gentlemen, you can't go back and forth. It maybe in batting practice to get ready, but if you grab a DDT, our DDTs, you're not going to want to go back and swing anything else. But because I think the consistency will be there, definitely, it swings very fluid and very good. Hell, I love the Brandon Murray bat. I love the way that bat.
Oh man, Brandon Murray is it, and I'll tell you guys, we talk about it. If you're a 25-ounce guy and you hit for distance, which you don't do that a lot, but if you're a 25 guy that actually hits home runs, look at the .75 Brandon Murray, because the mass in that bat at the 25. Now, if you're like a normal 25 and spread around, I would more look at this one. But if you're a 25 guy and you like to hit home runs, which there's not many guys out there, Sean Thompson being one of the only ones I've seen hit a lot of home runs with a 25. But I would look at the B Murray and a 25. If you're a power 25 guy, I know that's a rarity, but there's a few out there.
We talked about this today too, and I want to clarify this because I do get questions on this too. We go about bat speed, gentlemen. It's all about bat speed with us, and we fix the barrel flex to your bat speed. So what we have is a Brandon Murray, which is more that medium high, and the DDT, the DDT OG is more that medium low. You can go from that medium high into that medium low and grab that bat and that instant gratification for it. I think both bats are great. It's just for different bat speeds. But if you guys I know what's going to happen, Jeff, and we talked about this. You're going to get those guys with that, 45, 50-year-old guys are going to go and want to swing his bat because of the performance, and they're going to grab it. We don't recommend that you do that because, well, it's going to be something you never swung before because of the barrel, basically because of the barrel. The Brandon Murray is more geared toward you. It will get there. Just you got to swing it a little bit more. It's got that tri-layer. Both bats have that tri-layer. It's just a little tougher. Jeff made it a little tougher on that Brandon Murray that can handle his bat speed, and you get great performance on it. Yeah, I got great performance. I'm more that medium bat speed guy. I love the Brandon Murray. It swings, guys. The Brandon Murray really swings. Good. I haven't swung a 27 ounce on the DDT OG. But that Brandon Murray on 26 ounce, that's my weight, 17 on the end. It swings effing great, Jeff. And the way you did the weight distribution numbers went a little lower on the hand weight to get that 3/4 ounce in load. And then that DDT helps you swing it a lot faster for one, comes through the zone a lot faster. And guys, if you guys have swung a lot of bats, you'll know what I'm talking about. You just pick up that one bat that you swing it, you're going, holy shit, that feels good. And then you have the barrel to go with the swing, and then you have the dual distribution to go with the swing. That's the formula, brother. That's and I talked about this. That's the formula. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's all about putting things together and putting our best foot forward on it. And our best barrel on our DDT. I don't know why anybody would have thought this wasn't coming, but when you hit it, it's that barrel on the best tech that nobody else has. It's really good stuff, and we have a lot of clever stuff coming on past this. For the one piece guys, our spin tech we developed a harder layer under our spin tech on our spin tech bats, all the one piece spin techs that'll be coming out for Vegas. What we noticed with the harder bottom layer, that the spin tech would flex more and we increased spin rate. And when the spin rate went up, that's what spin tech's supposed to do. That was a really clever design on our spin tech bats for Vegas. They'll all be coming out right here in the next few days for all the one piece spin tech guys out there. So we really put our best foot forward to put our bat fitting bats out there as we bring out our line for States and Worlds. And I think we've done it so far. And I know me and Dave will be working hard for next year's stuff. But right now, this thing right here is,
I don't know,
man,
it's
special.
I don't know if we can beat.
I don't know if we can beat
the line that we have compared, to the line that we have right now. And we're always going forward. But the line that we have right now, I keep on telling. We talked about this today. How are we going to beat this bat? How are we going to beat?
Yeah, how are we going to beat this bat line?
Well, this is phenomenal. How are we going to beat the line that we have coming up? But we're going to work on it after Vegas, though. Remember, Vegas is going to be a time where we talk about what's going
we're going on it after Vegas. Too. And I tell, it's funny. Brian Williams, aka Cracker, is his wife, and she said I was watching Justin Dave's podcast, and they come by, and it's like they always the next bat's the best bat. It's the best bat. I'm like, no, that's not true. I said, what you heard was we're bringing out 14 bats, and we believe one of them is the highest performing bat. It may not fit everybody. It may not be the best bat for everybody. but what is the highest performance bat of those 14 bats? This is it.
Yeah.
Period. You know, this is the highest performing bat of those bats. Is it the best bat for everybody? Hell no. Would the Bayou be a better bat for some guys? Absolutely. Would the one piece Spintex be better bats for some guys out there?
100%, Jeff,
Absolutely.
right there. We build
Absolutely.
bats. We build good bats for everybody. It's not one bat fits all, like we talked about. It's not one.
Yeah. What we're talking about is this is the best performing bat. When it comes to overall performance, it's then the weighting on this was improved drastically from all the DDT designs to make it for the average guy just a better bat, you know, and it absolutely is. We believe it. I believe it. You believe it. Most short porch people have swung this, believe it is groundbreaking, you know. So that's man, we have a lot of bats. So when we don't say that lightly, you know, that when we talk about one bat, when we're selling, you know, 10 other senior bats through the next few months, we don't say that lightly about, we said it about the one piece OG. It's the #1 selling bat in America for a reason. And we absolutely say it about the DDT Blackout. It's a design that, you know, Dave dreamed up and Christian and I engineered last year and on the way to Vegas, and everybody knows that story, and nobody's name would go on this bat but Dave. It just wouldn't happen. So, you know, congrats to you for not just being a great player, ambassador, but having the, you know, having the knowledge to give to somebody like me, and didn't ask for anything. He gave me this design before he worked here, and didn't he's like, this is my idea. You guys make it. I hope it works out for you. Whatever. He didn't ask for anything from Short Porch. You know, never even thought I would have ever called him about it if I made it. You know. But, yeah.
Because I remember that. It was over 3 years ago. Might have been 4 years ago. And it was at a tournament in Florida.
Yeah. So
that was after talking to you guys for 2 hours in the parking lot. And I knew you guys knew what you're talking about. Very seldom do I talk to somebody and I go, okay, this guy, we've talked about this. This guy didn't know what he's talking about, and he's going a different direction. But you were right on everything that I've actually talked about for the last 15 years.
Well, we were at that time, we were really what I called us just the geek squad, because we were inventing everything from scratch. So it was all numbers and materials, and it was all this stuff. And I wasn't in the softball world. I wasn't playing softball. I didn't really know anybody. And if you did talk to me at the time, you heard a lot of stuff that was probably didn't make any sense. And we're, you know, from the kind of starting stages of engineering that most people wouldn't even give a shit about. Let's face it. So that's probably what you heard, and I think you knew enough to know. Okay, these guys kind of they know. And
that's the reason.
You know?
Because I've talked to a lot of people in the past 15 years. I never gave them that. I never talked about that to them either. You know, and when we're in the parking lot, I said, "You guys want to build a badass bat? Think about this." And then that's when it was born. That DDT line was born. And then y'all took it, and when you guys, I got on last year, y'all built it. Y'all on the way to Vegas, you put it on a computer and started messing with it, and you and Christian driving up to Vegas. So yeah, I tell you what, I am, this is the deal, guys, about me. I'm honored that Jeff did this, and Christian and Leslie over there that did this, something that somebody as small as me thought about, and then they took it and they did it. So I'm so proud of that shit, man. You would not believe that how proud I am of that you guys took with that and believed in me to actually wait to do it and not just take it and put it out there, you know, and then wait to do it. That's your integrity, the way, you know, the way you are. You just, the morals and everything. You're not in it for taking someone else's idea and then all of a sudden profiting from it. Because look what it's turned into.
I wouldn't have did it, but
a badass, really good, game-changing design.
We wouldn't, and I told you before, we wouldn't have did it if but when we brought you on, and I'd never forgot that conversation. It was cold that night. I never forgot it. We was out there freezing talking, and when we brought you on, I had it in the back of my mind. Well, Dave told me this kind of had this theory about a bat, and I felt like we could make it, and now he's here, so I can absolutely do it, and it'll benefit us all here at Short Porch, and it has. It's been a crazy year with some of our tech developments, and man, I'll tell you, but hitting this thing, God, isn't it just fun, Dave? It's just freaking fun.
I am like a kid in a candy store, because we're gonna have a lot of them next week. But I'm a kid in a candy store going, now I don't have to baby. This is my wife's. She will not let me swing it. And I said, it needs to be broke in. Like, let me take it and break it in. She goes, no, you're not going to take it. I don't want anybody swinging this, And then the 26 that I had, I babied it. Like, dude, I had it for 2 months and I babied it because I did not want anything to happen to it. And I babied it. And we did R&D on it. I would pick the guys I want to swing in it. But now I can okay. Now I don't have to, I can just let it loose, with it. But it makes for some good video, I tell you what. And with you guys too, everybody that put video out there on it are actually advertised it. And here it is coming. It's something that, guys, it's a feel that nobody that's watching tonight, and I know it's going to be rewatched, that you're ever going to feel again with any other bat, two-piece bat out there. It swings that good, that fast.
Man, I'll tell you, we like I said, we kind of sat on this one. I'm not gonna lie, we sat on it. I'm like, we want to put our best bat out, our biggest launch out, our largest production in the history of Short Porch at one time. Most times we'll bring in, we bring in 250, 100, 250, and 500 bats in at the time. And we may do 500 of the same bat, but we've never just had 1,000 bats sitting here ready to launch with. And I think 1,000 bats is a lot. It might not be a lot for some of the other companies, but that's what we know about this bat. 1,000 of just this model. We'll have tons of the other new models too, but it's an exciting time for us. Everybody who's hit it, most guys who's hit it, they've already like bought 5 and 10, and they're like, we're gonna run out. I'm like, guys, there's 1,000. Nah, they're not gonna. They're not gonna see the next weekend. They're not gonna be there.
Since we've been putting the video on, I've had 10 guys message me, go, hey, I want to pre-order. Can I pre-order? I said, on this run, don't worry about it. They're gonna be here, and there'll be enough time. Now Vegas, I don't know. We were talking about.
I don't know if they'll make it to Vegas.
Have enough to take them, especially since you're getting them in early, and you'll be taking them that tournament, and then the people that are going to buy them online. But Vegas, we should. They
won't see Vegas, guys. No, I don't think we'll see them in Vegas. So. I don't think we'll see them in Vegas. So
we talked about this.
We have 6 other bat models. We have 6. Here's Dave. Dave will be holding his one bat, because he'll sell all his guys. He'll tell you, he'll sell everyone he has. He'll have Tammy's. He'll be holding it. Yeah, this is it. You can't have it. It's the only one I got. And he might sell it, but he'll be standing there, and we'll have the other 6. We got some really great bat models. We are higher on this one than anything before. I'm just going to be honest about that. But this one will not see Vegas. There will be the next production run, because these were for Vegas. I never thought in a million years I would need 2,000 of them, but I did. And that's what was wild. So we're going to put these in the market. So guys, grab them for Worlds, grab them for States, swing them. They'll launch next Wednesday. But as far as them seeing Worlds, I absolutely don't think they will. I mean, just don't.
We talked about that today, and we actually said they wouldn't. We don't think they'll make Vegas, because once you get them in your hands, you're going to, because people, I know how people are. I'll buy one of them, right? and then they'll take it and they'll feel it. And they're like, oh, and they'll see the performance off of it, and they'll go, oh, or the sound, you know, the performance of sound, the way it swings, all those little categories, the big sweet spot, you know, how it gets through the zone. They'll see that and they'll go back and order another one. So the reorders before Vegas is what's going to deplete us. I guarantee you. We talked about that too. Once they get it in their hands, or a friend gets it in his hands, and they're like, damn, that feels good.
Yeah, there wasn't but a case of these put in the world, and you know, I had some guys out there hitting them and showing them off, and you know, we had whole teams that they wanted them for their whole team, so they are already okay. Take down my name and number. We're gonna buy a case of them. You know, I know one individual team they already wanted 4 cases of them. So I've never seen nothing like that happen. Not even with the red wig popper or the OG blackout before. Not where, okay, we've hit the bat. We won't, you know, we're gonna buy 40 of them. I mean, that's insane, man. I never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
But that's what happened though.
I did want to say
you know?
something that I really you understand this because I talked to you so long about this years ago and about bat building. We're just not looking for performance is number one, right? But to have a and I'm gonna try to not get away with. I'm gonna try to keep the vault closed, but a lot of people don't understand this, and I haven't given this out to anybody. Jeff knows it. He talked to me about it. We had a little powwow one day somewhere, and a lot of people out there do not know the formula, right? There is a formula when it comes to building bats. It has everything to do with power, exit velo, and they're just not one exit velo. It's got to be other things too. Weight distribution, swinging weight. Okay. And I talked about years ago, there was 5. Jeff knows the 5. All the 5 are in this bat because you can pick up a bat. I'm gonna leave it right here. You can pick up a bat and the weight distribution in that bat is messed up, and you'll be able to hit the ball a little bit more further, but it's not all about how far you hit the ball. It's not a home run hitting contest where they go about you hit the furthest, right? What happens with that is the weight distribution numbers are off. So your consistencies are going to be off. Me and Clem, the mayor, talked about this years ago on the field when someone else was building the bat and sent it to us. And right away we said the numbers are off. To get consistency, your numbers have to be on, and you know this, right? And I'm not telling what numbers are off, but we already know about the weight. When we did a weight distribution in a bat, you know, a handle flex, barrel flex, we can tell you if that bat was going to be a good bat to swing because of the consistency and batting average. So your batting average will go up. Jeff knows this formula. Christian, I think Leslie, they all know the formula. This bat has that. The DDTs have that because not only do they have performance, they have the flex, they have everything. All the 5 components are in this bat. And I've always talked about the 5 components in a bat because in my opinion, my batting average would increase because I can place the ball anywhere you want to. You guys pick up a bat. You guys pick up a bat, and you guys know who you are. You pick up a bat, and it's hot as shit, but you tend to not strike the ball as good. You'll top it or you'll hit it up. You know, that has a lot to do with not your swing so much, but as the way the bat was built. That's what a lot of people didn't understand. My swing, I just don't like the bat because my swing is off, you know. Well, with this, we know the formula, guys, and it's put in our products. Not only this bat, a lot of other bats that we produce.
Yeah, this will fit more people than any 2-piece we've ever made. It will fit more people than most bats. There's always going to be some guys who just only swing 1 piece, and that's on them. But this bat right here I mean, we didn't work on it all year for it to be our big reveal for the weighting not to be what we thought was perfect. We didn't sit on it all year and put it out with our best barrel on our highest innovative tech for it not to be perfect. You know, we think it's perfect. Well, everybody who swung it think it is badass. And I'll tell you, man, it's hard not to get giddy about what this bat is and what it's doing. and what we think it'll do, not now, but in the next 6-8 months to come, because it will be here. The next manufacturing run will be here. It just won't make Vegas. We're too close right now, and that's on me for thinking 1,000 was enough. I mean, that's on me. But there's plenty of players who can grab them and swing them in Vegas, and they can grab a couple of them and get used to them and put it in their bag and go to Vegas or their big state tournament or their World Series, wherever it is, whether it's NCS, USSSA, Dallas, wherever you are. There'll be plenty of time. There may, before Dallas UTRIP Worlds, there'll be another production run in. So that'll be good. But man, there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about and joke around, and I want to talk about how Dave was getting suspended tomorrow, and he definitely is. It's not about the bat shaving, but Dave is definitely suspended tomorrow. I'm going to call it right here and talk to him, because Dave told somebody they could send a bat back that didn't pay for shipping insurance, and they wanted to send a bat back because their bat was scratched on the knob, not even hurt.
No way. Really?
The bat wasn't even hurt. It got a scratch on the knob. They didn't pay for shipping insurance to protect, and FedEx scratched it.
I did tell him.
And the guy said Dave told him, hey, just send it back in. I'm like, and of course the office is like, well, if the bat got scratched, and did you pay shipping insurance? Because most people do. With FedEx and UPS, and the guy says no, but I called Dave and he said you should replace it right now. Dave's mad at you. Talking to Erica, and Erica's like, well, I'm going to go talk with Jeff, the owner, and see if we should replace the bat being scratched, because
I actually said
we're replacing the bat, guys.
Send it in and let him look at it is what I told the gentleman. Send it in and let him look. Hey, but I knew I was in trouble when I get an email from Leslie, boss lady. I get an email from Leslie and I go, I think I'm in trouble, because I usually don't get emails from Leslie. And then I got an email from Leslie.
And we're laughing around here, guys. We're absolutely not serious. We're laughing our ass off around here. It was so funny. But Dave is suspended for not following company policy about the shipping insurance.
I was like, just send it back.
I promise you, the office, they had it. They're like, he's gone. He's gone. They're waiting for Dave to do something. They're like, he's gone Thursday. He's gone. I'm like, so we had that. That was a good time. That was a good time, guys. If your knob scratch, you don't need shipping insurance. Dave will just replace your bat.
So what's the moral of the story? Shipping insurance, guys. Shipping insurance.
Shipping
is the moral of the story.
Stuff does happen. Yeah, buy shipping insurance, and they just send you a new one automatically.
That's what it is when I'm working remote.
That crap might end after Vegas.
I already told Tammy, be ready, because it's coming. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, you need to start looking for jobs in Savannah, because it's coming. They're already reminding me every other day. They're reminding me, well, I wouldn't have to do this shit if you were here. Like I'm talking about the Zoom meetings. If you were on a Zoom meeting, hey, because I told you the other day about a bat launch that we got. Oh no, the OGs, the OG One Piece. Y'all got them in. I was talking like we didn't have them in yet. And Jeff's like, we got pallets of them. You don't know about that? I go, well, if I was there, I probably would. But here's the deal, guys. Prepare for this. To yourself. After Vegas, I guarantee in Vegas there's going to be a big sit down, because we always talk about next year. And Jeff is going to cross his hands in front of me, and he's going to look at me and go, him and Leslie are going to go, so when are you moving? That's a guarantee. I see that coming. And here's the deal. My guys are already preparing for it. My guys are already like, not telling me, but they're taking control. You have Trey. You have Trey that is taking over the mic now, right? Dave, you go out there and pitch. And they're telling me what to do now. Like, Dave, you go out there and pitch. I'm going to run this now. So they're already preparing for it. They know it's coming.
Yeah. A week like this week, and we need Dave here this week. But with the way shipping lanes are, we can't prepare to bring him in, because we don't know if everything's fluid, and shipping is so bad, we can't depend on FedEx or UPS. So we could bring him in, and the stuff couldn't even get here. It happens all the time. And if you schedule flights late, man, it's crazy high if you don't schedule them way ahead. And we don't have the opportunity to do that because of the shipping lanes with carriers that are just really inconsistent. Like, okay, it's supposed to be here this day and it comes in 2 weeks later, so those kind of things are really hurting us where we can't prepare and bring Dave in when we need to. It would have been great. And I will say this, if you're here, that all these tournaments in Florida and all, it would be a benefit for you to be at more
definitely.
of them,
Definitely on that.
Yeah. So
the only thing I talked about the other day, and this is the funny part, like we talked about this about 2 months ago. And I go, well, hold on. Are you want me to go there? Or like when you guys go out for lunch, do I get to go with you? Hang out at lunchtime?
Nope.
I said, are you just gonna leave me at the office? Take phone calls and then
I'm gonna pivot
a gluten-free chicken sandwich or something. That's got to be in the contract.
I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna pivot to last year's Vegas and get on to another topic. First of all, I said he had to go to lunch with Christian. Well, in Vegas last year, Christian and Dave got along like damn oil and water. So to talk about this bat right here, the Dave's new signature, Christian can't stand Dave and he swings it. He swings Dave's new signature. He can't stand Dave. He swings. He just took a marker and marked it out. Said,
scratch the name out.
I'm swinging. I ain't swinging nothing else, is what he said. So he played last night. He swung this bat. He just marked out the Dave.
Swung the bat. Hey guys,
he like, man, that damn Dave.
You got a guy that don't like me.
Yeah, he's like, shit, I can't stand that damn Dave, but I'm gonna mark it out and swing it anyway. I'm like, how'd it go swinging the Dave Velasquez signature? He's like, God, that bat's stupid. He said, it's just stupid. I'm killing it with that thing, man. He's like, but goddamn Dave's name on it. I gotta swing it, got all these bats available, and he's out there swinging Dave's bat. And Dave's got that over his head right now, So.
I love Christian. I like it. I like giving him a hard time too. But I like Christian.
Yeah, we're just joking around, guys. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Vegas. I know. 1 to 3 on the 17th? On the 17th, Wrigley Field bat demo, guys. Everybody always asks. This weekend, Vieira, Florida, come see our crew there. They'll have a short porch tent up. It's our first time ever setting up at Space Coast. So, as far as selling stuff at the tent. Yeah, Todd will be there. He's playing. Sarah will be at the tent some. They will be in Vegas with us, Phantom Sports. They'll carry all the short porch bats as you see them go around. They'll be at various tournaments. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Before Vegas, me, Dave, everybody, but Cage and Erica will be back here doing double time while we are all in Vegas. But man, we're gonna have jawbreakers. The cool green jawbreakers show up in Vegas too. A lot of guys are looking for that bat. A lot of stuff going on right now. Good times. Just hit us up. Look for Leslie with all her gear, man. She's got cool batting gloves with the bags coming. She's got all kind of shirts and everything coming in for Vegas. So she'll have some of that stuff up for sale before we go. Also for the people who can't go to Worlds. And that's the thing now with getting the bats out. A lot of people don't get to go to Vegas Worlds. They want to maybe, but they don't get to go. So you'll be able to get some of the gear from Leslie that she made for Worlds, some of the bats and all that stuff from us, and get it shipped to your house for just your local tournament if that's where you play. So I know everybody hears us talk about Vegas a lot, and it is a big deal for us, but we will get that stuff to everybody no matter where they play.
Definitely can't wait. I cannot wait.
Hell no, man. Me either. So, just man, I appreciate all you do. I'm gonna let you jump off. I know you've been on for an hour and a half, and man, thank you for all you do. Brother. This is the Dave Velasquez Blackout OG Wig Popper DDT, guys.
Not be disappointed.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed. Dave, we will drop it next Wednesday, 3 p.m. online. Call in here, get in queue if you want to, with Miss Erica, and we'll be talking about it next week and hitting it and all next week on the podcast. So I'll tell you what we'll do next week on the podcast. We'll live hit it on the podcast next week. How about that, guys? So y'all can see for yourself. I know Dave will be doing Facebook Lives also. Anyway, I'm out, man. I'll let you close it down. Thank you. But hey, shout out to my mom. Been having some health issues. Shout out to my mom. Not like she just had some shoulder issue, right? She just had a broke a bone in her shoulder, nothing like, too wild. But shout out to my mom as she gets better from the broken shoulder. So mom's favorite. I'm not sure if I'm really mom's favorite. Some old lady at Cracker Barrel told me I must have been an only child. But true story. She did. I walked by her. She said, "You must be an only child." I was like, "Dang, you don't even know me." But no, my brother's been helping my mom out, doing a lot of stuff. So I don't know if I'm mom's favorite, but I claim it. So
right,
anyway, thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. That's. I tell you what, man. We talked about the OG DDT. The OG barrel, that bat, guys, you got to get one. And another thing too, I want to I'm getting off right here, but I want to clarify. There was no disrespect given out to the Major Plus guys. I was basically talking about the SSUSA tournament at the end of the year, the one in Vegas. A lot of guys don't want to go to, and you're double A, and they don't want to go move up. They just something they don't want to do. And because I do want to say this, and I am very passionate about this. About the bat shaving, in my opinion, is cheating. I think you're a fucking coward if you do it, and it's big. It's bigger than what you guys think. So, and I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. It's bigger than what you guys think. I'm very passionate about not having it out there and getting a level playing field across every sanctioned tournament. Every category, double A. And I do know that double A and triple A do it too. I do know that the 65, 70-year-old guys do it too, different parts of the country. And I'm not going to call them out. I do know that the backyard tournaments do it more. I do know that because they don't, they do it here in San Antonio, Casa Grande. I don't even know if Casa Grande is even there. I know Castillo's is probably not there, but the tournaments, Southern Road is already a place I used to play with years ago. They've actually went to something else. They're doing T-ball out there or something like that. So I do know if they play it here and they're bigger there than it would be the guys that are in the Major Plus that are in San Antonio or in Texas. More of those guys doing it. But I was basically talking about the sanctioned tournaments, SSUSA at the end of the year. If I offended somebody, hey, bud, I'm just giving you guys my opinion. And it was totally no disrespect for y'all. I'll see you guys again next year. I'm out. Thanks, guys.